What's going on, guys? I am Simple Simon. Welcome to Collectibles Show and Tell, the show where I invite people from the comic book community to show us what they collect. I'm excited about today's guests. My guests today are two pillars of the comic book community. The community wouldn't be the same without these two gentlemen. So I'll bring in the... Hang on, is anyone here yet? First, Captain Saro. The first person I'm going to bring in is, how do I say this? He is the, what's the word? The founder of the hashtag Grow Together movement. He is, well, no, what am I doing? I'm not very good at this. I've got to bring him in first. He is Gary B, the casual comic guy.
Good morning, Simon. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, buddy, mate. Good to have you on.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Did you bring your A game today, mate?
Well, I don't know if there's an A game you can bring against Roger, so I brought a good solid C game when it's whatever I'm going to compare to Roger. So I'm already out of my league with him.
Awesome.
On the minor leagues.
No, you're right, mate. I've had you on I've had my eye on you, mate, just because you have shown some stuff on your channel before. I was like, ooh, he'll have some stuff to show. So, all right. So my next guest on my channel for the first time. I'm excited. So Gary, you obviously started the Grow Together movement, and obviously you're very supportive of all the smaller channels and all that sort of stuff. But before you came onto the scene, right? The first person I saw that kind of really embodied what the Grow Together philosophy was about, right? Is our next guest. But you were a little bit better at marketing, you know. You got the hashtag and the name going. So.
I don't know. That was just pure luck that caught on. But Roger's the grandfather of this for sure.
Yeah, but Roger definitely. Anyway, I'm gonna bring him on. It is my buddy Metarog.
Hey guys, great to be here. Australia, US, all around the country. Everybody loves Simple Simon. Come on. I mean, you know, he told me to be on the show like last month, and I think I was moving or something.
Nah, you turned me down, mate. You turned me. I got better things.
I was like, I want to be on with Simon, you know, and I couldn't do it. I mean, you guys flatter me. You guys take it way out of context here. I'm just a regular guy who loves this community, who's gotten so much that I feel I have to give back, a lot like you two do, you know, with your Simon, with your contest, Gary, with, you know, you've taken what I've done to the Uber level. You know, I love you, both of you, to the nth degree.
I'm very happy to have you on my channel for the first time, mate.
One of the reasons I want to come on too is I love your trademark opening. I need a couple snaps and I need your thing, man. Yes.
I didn't even know where that came from, to be honest. It just started happening all of a sudden.
But it's so connected to you now. Like if I hear that, I think Simon instantly.
All right, yeah, because Roger, the first time I remember seeing you was on Sharon's channel, live with two YouTubers.
Right.
I'd already heard about you. I know that because, like, I think Sharon, when I had my first giveaway, my 100 subscriber giveaway, she was like, I told Metarog, and Metarog plugs everyone's giveaways. So that's how I discovered you. But when I first saw you was on her show, and you just had this onslaught of cool stuff you were showing, and I was like, this guy is awesome. So I knew I had to have you on.
Well, you know, sometimes it's not what you have, it's what you get. When you're my age, you've been collecting for over 40 years. The things that nobody wanted 40 years ago all of a sudden are woohoo today. You know, so I'm no guru, I'm no prophet. It's just that I've been collecting a long time.
You have been, because you're old, remember?
You got it.
All right.
Salt and pepper mustache is
right here too. I got all mine going.
Oh, Gary, please. You're just barely out of the eggshell.
Yeah, just 50. I just turned 51 last month.
If I stop
many moons on you, buddy.
If I stop shaving now, in about 15 to 20 years, I might be able to catch up to you guys.
Now, I did hear something interesting about Roger.
Yeah.
I heard he was on the first game show and the grand prize was fire. Sorry,
Yeah,
Roger.
man, lightning hit, and all of a sudden, everybody in the cave got together, said, who's going to own it? You know, instead of fighting, we get a game show. I thought it was brilliant. You know, Anthro was there. You know, Conan was, you know, later on, but you know, Cole was right around the corner.
That's right. The Atlantis King. People either get that joke or they don't. Some people got to think about it a second before it sets in.
I had to think about it for a second.
See, since I was actually there, I knew what he was talking about.
Right. No.
All right. Just for anyone watching right now, I'm sure you guys are already subscribed to these guys, but Gary B, you're only one subscriber away from 700, I believe. I
am. I've been stuck at 698, 699 for about a week now.
All right. So don't forget, guys, to the links are in the description below. So make sure you sub up both these gentlemen. And Gary, let's get you to that milestone today, I reckon. Hopefully during this stream.
Gary's going to go way above that. Don't you worry. Yeah. No,
I don't know. It always feels like a struggle, buddy.
It does.
Yeah,
hey, listen, it's a lot better today than when I started almost 4 years ago. If I got a sub in a week, I was like celebrating. There was like confetti. You know.
Yeah, I've reached that point though. So I feel like your channel sort of grows to a certain point because you know everyone's finding out about you, but then you kind of hit that ceiling and then everything sort of slows down. Yeah. So I've hit that ceiling for sure.
Or you hit the ups and like you'll go up 10, 15 in a week, and next thing you know, you get the YouTube gods will drop you down another 12, and then you yo-yo back and forth for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I've lost somewhere around 1,000 subs somewhere in the last 3.5 years.
Yeah,
now, some of those have resubbed, but it kind of lets you know, hey, there's people who sub up to you who don't have videos or whatever, and if YouTube thinks that they're just touts, out they go.
It's so right. And I've even had like my comments have been getting deleted recently.
Yeah,
I've had like
multiple
people tell me, you know, they got the notification, but then the comment just disappears.
Yep.
Smith Florida is going through that right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
700 subs. Love it. Excellent. Thank you, Sarah.
Great. Oh, I said Sarah. It's Sarah. Oops.
It's Captain Sarah, but her name's actually Sarah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jack.
All right. Let's get this show on the road.
This is awesome, guys. It's not a collectible. This is a mouse pad.
A mouse pad. Show us that again.
A mouse pad. Now, if you're a Bronze Age Marvel fanatic like me, you gotta love this, man. Look who's on there. You got Omega the Unknown. You've got Shang-Chi. You've got Deathlock, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I don't know where he got this or what, but it's awesome. I love it to death.
Super cool. All right, I need a water. So I'm going to start, guys. So how this works is we show a collectible per round. We do 5 rounds, and like I said, if you brought multiple things in the one round, that's fine. Just don't go forever like TheGreyman when he showed us 500 He-Man figurines in the one round. Okay, so I'm going to start, and I want to get this one out of the way because it's a bit of a downer story. So we'll get that one out of the way, and I've just got something to. So, the other day, I don't use my Facebook very often anymore, and the other day, I get the Facebook memories. They're like, 8 years ago, you said this on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, that's why I don't use Facebook because it's embarrassing things I used to say. So, I got a notification, and it was from a friend who I used to work with. And my friend is no longer with us because he took his own life. And yeah, I just got this message, and it was like 10 years ago today, this person said this to you. And it was, hey, bro, what time are you working tomorrow? Because I want to come and see you before you leave. And that was actually my last day working at that store. And I completely forgot that, yeah, he came down, and we weren't the closest of friends, but we were kind of like, there was 4 of us in this little clique, I guess, at work. and we weren't super close, but we were friends. And yeah, he came down, like, he didn't have to do this. He just came down and he actually had this little ninja warrior figurine to give me. Actually, I'm supposed to do this. And yeah, I just completely forgot about it until the other day. I got that message that was 10 years ago that he gave me this little thing. And it's not like I collect these, but it is a collectible.
It's super cute.
Takuma, the loyal one. I must always uphold my loyalty to the warrior code. It ensures I live my life in an honorable and respectful way, and that fellow warriors maintain commitment to each other and work to a common goal. Loyalty is the way of the warrior and will hold me in good stead throughout life. So, yeah, I just completely forgot that he gave me that, and I still have it sitting on my shelf. I just never thought about the fact that he gave it to me and he sort of went out of his way to sort of do that. So, yeah, I just wanted to show that. I thought it was an interesting story because, yeah, Facebook reminded me of that. So that is my sad story to start the day off.
It's very cool, though.
Yeah,
I'm hoping Gary can lift our moods. Your turn, mate.
My first two are rather simple things, but they go in the spirit of my channel, both in what they are, and also I get to give 2 shout-outs while I do these. Excellent. So the first one is a gift from my buddy Varangian Vigilante, Thorson over there. Great channel, great dude, and someone I've become really good friends with since the YouTube journey. One of the first people that I started talking to. And this is the French artist proof page of Marvel feature number 5. And I think this was page 7, I believe. Cool. So just really cool. And I did a comparison video. And what I liked is what this does is it shows you the difference between different interpretations of stuff in foreign countries. So this was a lot bigger in the French. In the US, it was a lot smaller. The panel space was used differently. And just something. I absolutely love it. I love that kind of comic history, especially with the Bronze Age and stuff you don't see around anymore. That's mostly digital now.
What did you call it? A proof page?
I think it's an artist proof page.
Yep, that's correct.
Yep. And then this, I forgot what this is called, but this is from Caps on Comics, my good buddy Kenny Caps over there. And this is an overlay. And what this was used for is you had the art. And so this is how the overlay looks. But this, once you put it on something, you kind of get to see the page coming out, right?
That's cool.
Nice.
But what this is used for is you had the dialogue overlay. And now what the dialogue overlay does, obviously, is it adds, and I don't know if I got it lined up right. I got it backwards. Here we go. That makes sense. So it lines up and you get the dialogue. And the reason the dialogue is separate is so these can be printed in different languages. So and this was so this was Savage Sword of Conan number 1. So
wow, that's awesome.
A nice iconic. Both are Conan and Red Sonja Robert E. Howard creations, which go along great with my channel. And they're from 2 of the nicest guys in our community. That's Varangian Vigilante and Kenny Caps. So that's my first show and tell, nice and quick.
Mate, that was pretty good. You were like, I've got nothing. I'm bringing my
the stuff I like and the stuff I love isn't big money stuff. It's just stuff that means something to me personally.
This is not a flexing show. This is just to show the people what we love. So speaking of flexing, though, here comes Metarog.
Right? I was just gonna say.
Well, Gary, that's why I love you guys' channel, because you guys collect and show, and I can tell that what you do is you have a passion for it, a love for it. It's not something that you are getting to, to measure how grand your collectible it is. It's something that's personable to you, and that's how I collect. That's the only way I know how to collect, right?
Right.
I don't collect stuff. I love it. I just don't. I don't care if it's worth $1 million. If it's not something I enjoy, why do I have it, right?
That's right.
So if it's worth $1 million, I'll sell it. Get stuff I do want, but you know what I mean, right? But Gary, I got something, and this is a shout out too, because it sort of goes with something I just received, right? And I'm a big Conan fan, not nearly as big as you, right? I mean, I don't have a lot of the accoutrements, and I know you got like, you even have people sending you like these boxes and daggers and so forth. Right, fine. I think that's awesome, you know. But I have this here. I don't know if you have this.
I do.
Okay, great. Power Records. And this was the original story started in this one. It was reprinted later in Conan, but originally it was here. And this is a Power Records comic book, right? Illustrated by Neil Adams, cover and interiors. And I found this at an estate sale for $1, and I could not be like happier, right? Because I love these oddities, right? These quirky, I wouldn't call it a variant. It's more of a different format.
Is the record in it too still?
Oh, Gary.
Yep. I had to pay $20 for mine, you lucky SOB. And I believe it's issue 122, and it has extra pages to the story by Neil Adams. Correct.
Now, the only thing is I have not been able to hear it because I don't have a record player. Obviously, I had one when I was a kid. You know, I had one that you had the speakers and everything, and that's where I would play because I have a complete collection of the Marvel superheroes and the monsters. I have all of those from way back. But Jackson Roykirk,
I know where you can hear that though, because somebody who owns it happened to make a video playing that whole thing completely through, and it's on my channel. You have to go to the Conan tab on my playlist, and I have that. I made a video of it, so anyone who doesn't own it can hear it.
Yeah, I was getting to that. I have heard it there, but you know, I wanted to be there and be at my own pace, right? So guess what? Jackson Roykirk sent me a CD with not only the 7-inch Conan, but all the 12-inch ones that came without comics.
Wow.
And he made the insert art and the CD.
That is amazing.
Huh? Isn't that something?
Yeah, I might need your home address for no reason.
Well, you might need Jackson Roykirk's because he's the one who did it.
No, dude, that's amazing. Over here,
Gary, you know, I'll get my sword, you get your sword, and you know.
Can you put that closer to the camera so I can see the art he did better too, just to get a good look at it?
Yeah, let me take out the little insert if you want. This is the insert.
Oh, that is incredible.
Isn't that cool? I mean, imagine the effort and the time. That's why I'm saying this community, Gary, as you know, is
it's amazing. It's so giving.
It's the things that I've received over the years would make its own collection. You know, really.
And that's incredible too.
I haven't heard it yet, but it's on the agenda. I've been pretty busy lately. But anyway, I just wanted to start with this because I know Gary's such a huge Conan fan. Probably he and Vengeance Vigilante are two of the biggest that I know of. So, but this is something that is real special to me. These Power Records, because I was just a little bitty Metarog when these came out. But boy, I played and read these to death.
And it brings the nostalgia back big.
Oh, Gary, I think something's coming your way, buddy.
Oh.
Send me your address, Gary. I'll send it to Jackson Roykirk.
Excellent. Yeah, that was amazing. So I'm guessing it was the idea just to listen to it while you're reading along to the comic. I'm guessing that's
correct. When you're a kid, you know, if you're a kid, you know, just reading it, sometimes it's hard to get kids to just want to read something. But if they can listen, I mean, people learn in different ways, right? Some people are tactile learners, auditory, sensory, visual. So this sort of take care of everything because you can see, read, and hear at the same time.
Right. And Simon, that's actually acted out by voice actors.
Yeah.
Not great voice actors, but it's fun though.
Yeah. But when you're a kid, you don't notice that. You just like, ooh, that's awesome, you know. And the onomatopoeias in there, the whole bit.
When did they like do that? Like when did that sort of stop doing that sort of stuff?
Well, this particular one I think is from the mid 70s, maybe 75 or so, and it went. I think the records came through even in the early 80s. Now there were fewer, and they sort of went in other directions, like $6 Million Man and Space 1999, Planet of the Apes, things like that. Not all were Marvel superheroes. DC had their own little kind of sets as well. I have most of them. So I'd say mid 70s to the very early 80s.
And Roger, I just found this out last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know the ones that are just the records only?
Mm-hmm.
There's a Star Trek one with a Conan on the cover on the bridge of the Enterprise.
What?
Yes.
What? Oh.
I'll look it up and I'll send you the information. I don't have it, but I'm probably going to buy it at some point because we have a record player here. Okay. But I'll send you the information on what it is. And he's got the Conan medallion. I'm sure they're not calling him Conan, but it's Conan on the bridge of the Enterprise.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I got to see that. I didn't know about that. That's cool.
All righty. We're going to round 2 here.
Sorry, Simon, we blew you off the rails already, buddy.
Yeah.
My next one is super lame. Anyone who's from Australia will be like, "Are you seriously showing those?" So hopefully you guys don't have these over there. So you guys have McDonald's over there, right? What do you guys call McDonald's? Do you guys call it Mickey D's? That's McDonald's?
That's the short slang for it, Mickey D's. Yeah.
We call it Macca's, right? So
Macca's?
Yeah, Macca's.
I call it bleh.
Can you say Macca's for us though, Metarog?
Macca's.
All right. So they do Happy Meals, right, for the kids. So you get your little cheeseburger, your small fries, your small drink, and you get a little toy, right? So they recently did DC little plushy DC things, and I just had to have some, right? So I'm going to show you the collection that I've got. I haven't got the full set, and they recently finished this promotion, so I'm a little bit upset that I can't get some of the ones that are missing, but I'll show you what I got. So there's a little Batgirl there.
Oh, that's adorable.
So this one was actually given to me. So I bought a couple of Happy Meals. It's kind of weird going through a drive-thru and ordering a Happy Meal for a grown man, but I bought a couple, and then I've got a friend who's got kids and stuff like that who just steals them from his kids and gives them to me.
Well, you know, because kids want them and then they don't touch the toy after.
It just stays there. Where's the toy? There's only the food in here.
He was like, I saw this on the floor. I was like, they're not going to even notice if I take it. So here, you can have it. So that's my Batgirl. I've got Robin. See, I've still got these ones sealed. I've got.
He looks very Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah,
that's what they look like. Yeah. They look like Powerpuff Girls. So
I've never seen Batman smile like that either. So
that's true. Batman doesn't smile. What are they talking about? This guy smiles.
Oh yeah.
There's the Joker. Oh yeah, and that's the packaging, I guess, as well. And then of course I had to. Oh no, it was the last one. Here we go.
I thought it was going to be a Catwoman.
They didn't do a Catwoman. So I think the ones that are missing. I think there was a Supergirl, there was a Flash, and then there was a Cyborg, which I was quite surprised that they did because, you know, I didn't think he was as popular. But anyway, so I'm missing a few, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can live with what I got, but I might go on eBay and see if I can get the other ones for cheap.
Nice.
eBay for a McDonald's toy?
I know. It hurts my feelings that I would go to stoop that low, but I might have to.
Oh my gosh, it's back on me.
Hey, Sharon.
Yeah. So
where's Sharon? I didn't see Sharon.
Yeah, Life with 2 YouTubers.
Oh man, your internet's faster over there.
All right, let's see. All right, so for my next one, sorry for the dead air. This is just 3 things that have signatures on them that mean a lot to me. I just recently got one from Rob Fatstacks, which was 2 Conan comics, 137 and 140, both signed by the author of those 2 issues, Bruce Jones. Those are already at the comic store waiting to go out, though, so I can't show those tonight. But what I just got back is my artist friend, Ken Wheaton, who's a superb artist, and he did the art for a lot of our channels. He did my logos, Small Town Collectibles, Nick's Kicks and Comics, Rob Fat Stacks. So he's been out there getting slotted up 503. But he was at Terrificon, and sitting across from him was Rodney Ramos, because they each had their booths where they were doing their art. And Ken did a ton of sketches that day. But he looked over to Rodney Ramos. He's like, Rodney, I need one of those for the biggest Conan fan I know. And Rodney, being a cool guy, says, well, let me sketch a little head on it for him then. And this is it. The cover, this is a 11x17 print of issue 228, which was the first part of a 2-part story involving cannibals and monsters. And Rodney Ramos, although it's signed here, he did the head sketch.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Signed it again. And I love it. I got to get it framed. It's going up on the wall. It'll be behind here on me one time.
Cool.
And now,
very cool.
Anyone that knows me knows I'm a big horror guy too, especially of Clive Barker, and of course John Carpenter's The Thing is my favorite horror movie ever.
Great movie.
When you're talking Clive Barker, I've been reading Clive Barker since I was 13 years old, so I grew up with Clive Barker. But one of my favorite things from the movies of Clive Barker was Doug Bradley's portrayal of Pinhead, who got the name in the movies. He was never caught. He was just a Cenobite in the book.
Yep.
But this is Doug Bradley's signature. And it says, to Gary, welcome to hell, Doug Bradley.
Wow.
And to go with that, this is only one of the 3 signatures I have of Clive Barker. So this was a gift from my sister, Cold Heart Canyon, which is an incredible read. It's a horror story set in old Hollywood, and it's really amazing. But, of course, it's signed on the inside by Clive. And I also have, I wasn't going to bring it down because it's just too much to do. I have an original painting by Clive Barker that hangs in our bedroom upstairs, of course, signed by Clive. And because of that painting, I actually got to have a conversation with Clive on Facebook, which was amazing to me. And one of the few times I was like, oh my God, I talked to somebody. Because, I grew up with, I would, there's only, I think, one other person I would have that reaction with, and that would probably be Roy Thomas. Because those are the 2 authors I grew up with. But that's art. That concludes that part. A couple signed things that I had around that I could show you real quick.
Wow.
So you went like, oh my God, when you came and spoke to me today? Oh, whatever, man.
Right. He reached out to me on Facebook because I had posted the picture of the painting. He's like, oh, he goes, and he wanted a closer picture of it. So I took it, and he was remembering doing it. So It was really cool.
Nice.
Very cool story. All right, Roger. What you got?
That's wow, that's some great stuff, Gary. I mean, I'm not a signature guy, because at least on covers, I just think they mar them. But to have, personalized things like that, that's really cool. That's really cool. So, by the way, I don't have any actual normal comics to show. I figured I always show that on my channel. So let's go outside the box a little bit. But here we're going inside the box again, right? So I'm also a big retro video game collector. I have, I don't know, 30 systems or so. And so I've either had them when I was a kid, or I'm a big estate and garage sale guy. So I have found stuff over the years that my wife is like, why are you bringing stuff home? I only got it for $5. Okay. Yeah. So, but this sort of is a crossover. It's an Atari 2600 game. Again, I'm dating myself. Yes, I had one of these when I was a kid. And of course, back then the graphics are nothing. They're dots, essentially, compared to what's now, right? But back then we thought this was the bomb, right? And I like the shooters. This is Galaxian, but there's a bonus in this because there were 5 games that Atari put out that also had a comic book inside the box by Atari Force. Yeah, thank you, Sharon. What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart that lady is. And this one happens to have Atari Force number 5. Of course, I have all of them.
But DC as well.
Yeah, by DC. Yeah, DC is the one who partnered with them. And it does tell a story of sorts. Gil Kane and Dick Giordano art, really nice.
Ooh.
Later on, it was so popular they actually had a regular series Atari Force in DC. So I'm not going to bring them all out, but I do have them all. And of course, they have these cool art on the instruction manuals. And of course, you have the actual 2600 game.
Wow.
I remember that.
Gary might remember this. Simon, no way you remember.
I do know. All my brothers are all like 10 plus years older than me. So they had the Atari, they had the Commodore 64. Back then, you could play a game off a little cassette tape.
Yep. Well, that's on the 64 you could, and on the VIC-20 you could. On the Atari, no, they didn't have that. But,
yeah, so
computers did. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy?
And Gil Kane art too. That's amazing.
Yeah, I just love the art on this. Now, my Odyssey 2 set has even better art, but I'm going to leave that for another time. I just wanted to show you this one because it had the comic and it had this cool art. And I just love these crossover stuff. You know me.
Oh, it's so neat.
For a video game collector and a comic book collector, this is about as close to Nirvana as you're getting.
It's interesting how video games have gotten so big. How people are getting video games graded and stuff like that now.
Right.
Yep.
Quite intense. There is actually one that I want. So when I was a kid, I was really into Sonic the Hedgehog. And that was one of the first comic books. You actually have it right next to me. It was one of my favorite comic book series when I was younger, right? But I thought this was his first appearance. So I kind of recently repurchased this. And it was from his first appearance in a comic book was from the little video game comic book. And
it was included in a video game,
yeah,
or
and
it was a promo,
yeah, and I cannot find that.
Yeah, nor can I. I've been looking.
It's probably super pricey too.
Yeah, it's not cheap. You can get them graded too. So, but yeah, wow, very nice, very nice. I had another question about when did you stop? So what with your game collecting and collecting consoles and stuff, Roger? When did you collect up to with the gaming consoles?
Till I got married, so probably 92. Yep.
Okay. So what was the platform at the time?
I think it. Well, I actually went past that because I did go into the PlayStation mode, but at that point I wasn't collecting them per se. I was getting them just to play on my downtime.
Yeah.
But probably my TurboGrafx 16 was the last one that I got that I wanted to actually collect for. Collecting. It's kind of a controversial term to me, right? Or if you just have stuff laying around because you like it, that's not collecting. I'm thinking more of a curation, something that you that you have a goal, or you have a sort of system, or you have some kind of focus. And that was my focus, to get, like the shooter games in TurboGrafx 16, to get all the original set of Atari 2600 games. There were 9 of them, I believe. That's what I'm talking about. Though I have those set goals for that. Thus the collection is that under those parameters. My comic book collection, I've had parameters, and they, Gary, you probably have the same issue, right? The goalposts keep moving out.
They sure do. And I've been adding Bronze Age like crazy lately.
I've noticed. Yeah.
But you even played video games all the way up until like PlayStation and stuff. You said, yeah.
Yeah, I would say the last one that I actually actively played was PlayStation 2. Then my daughter was born, so we started playing like the Wii and PlayStation 3. But me personally, I played that more for her. But for me, yeah, I would say it was PlayStation as well.
But you still enjoy video games, yeah?
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. Cool. I just don't have a lot of time to play them anymore.
Yeah, of course. Me neither. We all did round 2 just then, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So my next one, again, I don't have cool stories like you guys. I'm just grabbing stuff off my shelves. Like, I have this. So ever since I started my YouTube channel, I find a lot of friends and people I know and people in the community just like to give you things, right? And it's really cool. So this one here is the one I brought on for Gary. It is a Conan little Conan mini statue, action figure as it's called on the box. I believe this might have come with the video game because it does say THQ on it. So
the PS3 one. Oh, well,
yes.
that time period, like the 2007.
Yes. So
oh, nice.
A friend of mine gave me this, and he actually brought in a whole bunch of toys. He's like, "Do you want any of this?" And this was the one This was the only one I actually thought was cool. He gave me all this other stuff. I'm like, "What is this?" I thought this one was actually pretty cool because Conan. Obviously, I grew up loving the Arnie movie, and I actually really enjoyed this game.
As did I.
It was the one where like you'd have like there'd be like naked girls tied to a tree, and you'd like save them and stuff.
Yeah, but it was great, and that's the last Conan game we got where it was a Conan narrative, not you're playing in Conan's world like Exiles was, which really disappointed me. A fun game, but I don't want to be in his world. I want to play a story where he's the focus of the narrative, and that game was it.
So that one you're talking about, the Exile, was that the one that was on PS4?
Yeah, the survival game.
It was no good. I didn't play. I wanted to play it.
It was good. It just wasn't what I wanted. It's done well, and if you like survival games, it's really good.
You could play it online
for 2 months, but what?
You could play it online as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, yep. And you can, it's a good game. I wanted a Conan narrative. I wanted a complete Conan story where I got to play Conan, like that game that figure's from.
Yeah. So, but what was it instead? Did you create your own barbarian or something like that?
Correct. Yeah, you created your own barbarian. You could create your own class. You explored the world and you did missions. It's worth the money. It's a good game.
That's what I wanted because, especially with the online, I said to her, but no one wanted to play the game with me except for one person, and so I never got it because I was like, how cool would it be if we could create? Because I prefer that. I like video games so I can create characters. I like creating all my friends, like as if you don't want to be Gary B, the barbarian
with the helmet and the sword,
right? You will like Conan Exiles. Then it's a good game. I got what I needed out of it. I played in the world for a while, but I just really wanted a story. I'm old school. I have nothing against games without stories. I play Apex all the time, but I really liked. That's why I like creators like Naughty Dog and Guerrilla Games. They give you a really good story to follow. And anything by Naughty Dog I'll play, and just amazing narratives. Back on me, huh? All right.
I'm quick and short with my ones.
Right. All right. So this one's going to take a little longer because I brought out a couple action figures. So the first three are Conan based. And this, I'm hoping they do another one because I want a John Buscema one. But this is the Barry Windsor Smith one.
Smith, yeah.
From
Conan 1, yep.
Obviously Conan the Barbarian issue 1.
Yep.
But with the great art. And this is a Super 7. So I'm the guy that doesn't take it out of the package, so I'm sorry for any of you that want to see it get played with.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to play with that guy, man.
But these are pricey. That's $80 for that guy, and I don't know how people collect the Sideshow collectibles because those make that look like a flea market toy.
Hey, Louis, how you doing, buddy?
We also got a real barbarian in the chat as well. Dragon
is Thulsa Doom.
Tears of my enemies.
Now, the cool thing about this is I think this is the only figure in existence with a mold of as soon as I go to say his name, I forget it. James Earl Jones' face. Because I don't think his face is on any other action figure. So I think this is the only one where you actually have a mold of James Earl Jones. Then, of course, we had Pit Fighter Conan.
That is the one that you showed in the video that I saw, and I was like, "Oh, Gary's got some stuff. I'm sure he wants to show."
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of different collectibles, and the other one that I really love, and this one was only $50, but it's beautiful.
Only.
Because that's as much as I'll spend, no more. But this one, and this one you can call lick worthy, Simon. But
Oh, this guy.
Jessica Drew Spider-Woman, one of my all-time favorites.
Nice.
Just for
And there's
Simon,
her
her
bioelectric energy coming out. Nice.
Well, you know what I love about this the most? Look how well they got the hair. They did Jessica's hair perfect on it. Plus, it shows the powers. And what I like, it's an action pose. It's her fighting. It's not like some of the covers you get today where it's a glamour shot. This is just a good pose.
That guy's hilarious.
Dragon is the man. He's like one of the funniest guys to comments on the
You gotta have him on.
What line was that Spider-Woman statue from?
Diamond Select.
Diamond Select. Okay.
They have a whole line of like $50 figures, and they're actually really well done for the price.
Yeah, that's right. They do. All right, so we're back to.
Wow, that's if you haven't heard, I'm a very cheapskate collector. I mean, if I pay $5 for something, it better be darn good. You know? I mean, that's why I go to estate sales, garage sales. You can get stuff so much cheaper, especially on the last day. So anyway, I just have this aversion for paying market price for anything. I mean, electricity, water, I have no choice, but everything else I undercut. Right? Okay. Enough of my cheapskateness. So when I do go out, and I like to thrift store as well, right? If I find something that I had as a kid, so again, there's many different ways for collecting, right? So this is not a particular item, it's a particular era. Okay. So if I had something as a kid and I see it cheap, of course, I'll buy it and I'll put it in sort of my collection of myself box, if that makes any sense. So I found this in a thrift store. It is a Duncan yo-yo, and it's still in the little package. And if you remember these things, when you were a kid in elementary school, you weren't allowed to bring a lot of things, because they were too big, like action figures and things like that. But you could stick this in your backpack, or back then it was lunchbox, and the teacher was none the wiser. And you were on recess, you could yo-yo up and down. So I had this exact same yo-yo when I was a kid. It's probably from early 70s, I'm thinking. And I found it and I snatched it up for $1. So
were they like the best yo-yos of the time?
Listen, any yo-yo you had was the best yo-yo at the time, because it's whatever you got. You're a kid, so beggars can't be choosers, and bullying, I was a beggar, please, Grandpa, I don't want a yo-yo,
I remember when yo-yos became popular in my time, and you could get all these different ones which had like different settings, and they were expensive. I never had one of those, but I know there was all those expensive ones you could get as well. I like the ones that had the lights, so when you spun it down and spin the lights, they were my favorite.
Yeah, the ones that I remember are the glow in the dark.
Yep.
The ones that had the butterfly, so you could do around the world, and you could do the rock the baby, easier. Duncan toys were, when you were a kid and you got a Duncan toy, because sometimes I grew up kind of poor, and your parents went to like the knockoff shop, where you could get like, for example, the Conan toy would be like, Koban,
Right.
Yeah. And it would be like this cheap Chinese thing. Yeah. And you'd be like, okay, but when you got the real thing, that was a special day. So that's a collectible of my era, of my childhood. So if I see this, if I see, marbles that I had, if I see like those, I forgot what you call those cars that you would pull, and they would have a spring that would wind up, and they would go, and they would crash.
The zip racers.
Yeah. Love those things.
Are you talking about, and the string would retract? or
No, it's
No,
a
no.
hard plastic.
Oh,
And
the
it
one
had
where you
wrappers
actually
on
pull
it,
out.
and you inserted it.
yeah.
There was a plastic for
Zip.
lack of a better, a zipper that would
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
put it through,
Those.
and then it would wind up like you had to go fast. You had to do it and throw it down, and then
Yeah, I remember those.
so anyway, so it's nothing expensive, nothing real rare, but it's something that I had as a kid that I recaptured. So I'm a collectible of my own era when I was a kid.
This is I was just thinking then, like, I would have thought every generation of kids would go through a yo-yo phase, but today's times it probably has been wiped out, right? You reckon?
I don't know too many people that do yo-yoing anymore. That's true. There is like a competition and everything every year, but it's not nearly as popular as it was in the 70s. If you were a kid in the 70s, everybody had a yo-yo. I mean, most everybody.
Can you imagine the kids today who did get into it, how good that would be at it?
I was pretty good. I could walk the dog, go around the world, satellite, rock the baby.
Yeah, rock the baby. I pulled that. I can get to that point, but I only ever completed it once. I could never get it out of it. I'd tangle up the string.
You get it up, but then you couldn't get it back down. I wasn't great at it, but I could do it. If I loosened the bottom so it would spin enough, I could do it. Yeah. Walk the dog. That's a good one too. Yep.
Right. Or around the world. Yep.
Around the world. Yep.
Okay.
We called it satellite, but yeah, around the world.
Okay. Satellite was the original term, I take it. Okay, so my next one is something I definitely collected as a kid. And it's starting to make a bit of a comeback these days, but because I'm moving at the moment, I've been going through a lot of my stuff, and I happen to find a whole lot of my old basketball cards and things like that. And I just thought I'd show this folder that I had of basketball cards, as it clearly says. This is ancient, this thing. Oh, look at that. See? Random hot girl just sitting in the folder. So here's the funny thing, right? So I played a lot of sports when I was a kid. I love sports. It wasn't until I turned about 17, 18, I started partying. I gave up all sports. But so I've got basketball cards in here, but I discovered that I also had tennis cards.
Oh.
Which I thought was quite interesting. So these are players from my era, like Stefan Edberg, Michael Chang, Pete Sampras, Andre Agassi. So
Sampras was a beast.
That was the best era with them too. I played tennis for over 20 years, Simon. So I was watching all those guys play.
Yeah, I played too. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I played from about 92 maybe I started. I gave up in about 2000 was my last season that I played. But I found a whole box of my old trophies and stuff like that. So yeah, tennis was definitely my jam. And
I didn't even know they made tennis cards.
I didn't either. Yeah.
Back then, if you actually think about it, they made cards for everything. So they like I remember having like Terminator 2 cards, the Crow cards, and things like that. But yeah, I definitely can't say I remembered the tennis cards until I found them. So in my folder, this was my folder of players that I collected, because a lot of people would collect certain players. And, these days everyone's going on about LeBron and Kobe, but there is only one GOAT, and it is Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So here's a bunch of my Jordan cards that I had. It's funny because obviously basketball cards are kind of hot again as well. And I recently started looking up some of these cards. And yeah, I mean, some people are selling certain cards that I've got for a lot, and then other people will sell it for next to nothing. So I don't know how people really, figure out what they're worth. But I'm thinking I wouldn't mind getting some cards graded though, and not for selling purposes. Just like, for example, I remember this card here. That was the first ever Michael Jordan card I pulled, and I was so stoked. So I would like to get that graded just for that memory sort of thing.
Yep.
And my second favorite player back then was Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq.
Yeah, the Shaq attack. I had his his singlet top. I had the caps. I never had his shoes, unfortunately, I always wanted his Reebok pumps that he had.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
I met him once in my father's restaurant. Yeah.
Wow.
What? Tell me
super
more.
Nice guy. Yeah, super. I mean, let me tell you, when you shake his hand, it envelops your hand. Okay, it's like you don't have a hand, you know. But he's super nice guy.
Awesome.
Very, very nice guy.
So when was that? When was that? Like around what
That
year?
was early 2000s, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's been on some new commercials lately for some insurance company.
Yeah. The General, I think. Yeah.
Yes, the General. Yep.
Just remember he was such a big deal back then because remember I think he did it 2 or 3 times where he dunked and broke the glass.
Yep.
And there was the other time where he broke the whole like backboard and everything. Oh, it was insane.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty.
Anybody remember Steel?
Oh yes.
I don't know if I actually watched it though. I remember Steel.
You did yourself
I
a
watched
favor
it.
by not watching. And what was the genie movie he had? Kazam, right?
Yeah.
Kazam, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched Blue Chips though. I did watch that one.
Oh man.
Now
Yeah, that was with a lot of stars. Yeah.
this is going to be like a little two-parter because I got some little comics here and I got a sport thing here. We're going to start out with the sport thing. And just because I've had this for a long time. I'm a huge, huge hockey fan. You know, I grew up an hour away from Montreal, but I'm a Devils fan. But I grew up watching Hockey Night in Canada with Don Cherry and Ron McLean. But this is an official, and this thing goes for about $500. I think we paid $460 something. This is an actual, like, you could wear this on the ice. It's got the fight straps. It's got, and this thing's heavy. This weighs about 5 pounds. This is but like I was telling Simon before the show, I very rarely wear it. And when I do, I am so self-conscious of every single thing I do. I'm not drinking coffee if I have that on. I'm not drinking anything that stains. I'm not eating anything that has a red sauce or oil base or.
You're gonna social distance from everyone.
Definitely not at a kid's party. So that was my nerd sport thing. And now, and I know Roger's gonna remember these. Simon, I bet you know nothing about these. These
come on,
are
man.
a flashback.
How old did I look?
My childhood, and if you do, good on you. I love these things, and they take me back. They came in with gum in them, and they were, Amurol was a brand, AMUROL, and these were the mini comics that came with them. They were about 10 pages each, and they were fantastic. So you had Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, they're books.
Yeah, I'll open one up for you after.
Yes.
Archie,
That's so cool.
Incredible Hulk. Tell me which one you want to peek inside, and I'll open it up. Captain
Spider-Woman.
America.
Spider-Woman.
Got any DC?
Rita. Oh, there's a Spider-Woman one?
No,
Oh,
yeah,
right
I'm just messing with you. You don't have to pick that one, you know.
Oh no, we'll open it. I've reread it. I got it like protected so many times you don't even know.
Yeah, I have that set too. I love the mini comics. Oh, I'm just a fanatic about those things.
Oh, what? That's so cool.
I mean, she's fighting Dr. Doom, and I mean they're fun little couple page stories, and they're simple panels. But my love for these has never gone away, and it's like watching Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. You're watching, you know, it's not the quality it should be or that you remember as a kid, but the nostalgia just gets you, and you enjoy it all the way 100%, just because it's such an ingrained part of your childhood.
Do you remember the Spider-Woman animated series?
Oh yeah, I already rewatched it on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
and
me
I
too.
have a DVD of a couple episodes.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh man, this takes me back.
And some of that dialogue is very cringeworthy, but
Oh,
like whoo. But so that was my part there. So, but I absolutely love these mini comics from the Immoral Gum. You could still get these on eBay. I paid $20 for the whole set.
not bad.
Yeah, but for me, that'd be including postage about $80.
$80, yeah.
But Simon, don't eat the gum.
No.
Don't eat the gum?
Don't eat the gum. The gum is. These came out in 1981, so the gums. You got to throw the gum away.
Yeah, the gum at this point is essentially a brick.
Right.
Yeah, it'll just crumble. I still have mine. Still has the little cellophane thing, but because I bought them way back then. But no, I got rid of the gum.
They're awesome, though, aren't they?
They are. They're amazing. They're amazing. And what I like about it is that you got Marvel and Archie.
Right.
Two of the big three. Anyway, so let's stick with the card theme here, right? Because Simon talked about his basketball and tennis cards. You showed various things. Now, back in the 90s and late 80s, I was a fanatic when Marvel Universe cards came out. Again, I was already in college, but I still have I've never stopped collecting. And I love those card sets, and I have complete sets of most of them until the Hildebrand brothers and all that stuff. But the chase cards were, that's what everybody was like, did you get a chase card? And
Right.
we're rubbing the package to see if we can feel if it's a hologram, It was a fun time, guys, right? So this is from the 92 Marvel Universe set, and it is what I like about these holograms is they're all, let me take them out because I think they're all different colors that are sort of related to the characters that are inside. Okay.
Oh.
So here is I don't know if this is going to show up. That's Ghost Rider.
You almost have it.
Ghost Rider, and he's red.
Oh, that looks cool.
And you get that flame effect, on the bike.
Is that a Texera? Mark Texera art on that?
Yep, that's Mark Texera. And here's Venom, and he's kind of purplish, kind of like his costume, right? It's black, but it's sort of a purple. Yeah. And look at his tongue there, sort of flashes in his eyes. I'm sorry if this is not coming out too well, guys. I'm trying my best.
It's coming out well enough.
All right. And then we got Wolvie. Now, Wolvie, it's not yellow, it's blue. Like his original costume had the blue highlights and the ears.
You got him? It's cool.
Nice. Ooh, that right there is perfect.
There. And a good action pose. So, again, I just love these things. Now, back when I got these were worth dirt, nothing. Now, I don't know. I think this is orange, so I'm assuming this is Ben Grimm, the Thing. Yes. Really hard to focus this one. Hold on. Man, this is tough.
Oh, yep, there he is. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of tough because of the big foot is in the front there, but
Aunt Petunia's blue-eyed, ever-loving thing.
You got it. Aunt Petunia's favorite nephew, Ben, ever-loving Thing. It's clobbering time.
That's right.
Hold on. And then the last one is Gary, the Incredible Hulk. This, I think, is a Dale Kuhn or is it? Let me see if I can get it better, Gary, so you can get a look at it. Man, this is tough. Because it's supposed to be reflective, but it really plays havoc with the screen here on the computer.
Yeah, they need to bring out something that you can do, kind of like how what black lights do. They need to bring out something that's like a hologram light, which makes you be able to see it.
Yeah. That one looks a little Sam Keithy.
That's who it is. That's who it is.
Okay.
That's who it is. And it's not Kuhn. I'm sorry. You're right. There you go. That's a little better. So anyway, again, worth nothing when I got these. I mean, I think I found the whole set for like $1 at a convention or something. And now all of a sudden,
now people are crazy for them.
Now people are crazy about it. So, but again, very special because at the time, even though I was in college, when cards come out, and I collected baseball cards, probably like a lot of Americans did, and way back. But comics were really my passion more than the sport cards were. So these sort of brought together my passion and in that format.
Very nice. That's all the cards?
That's all the cards for the chase set. I'm not going to show 100 and 200 cards.
I know. I just for those. I should have left a link in the. I should have left a link to your episode with Sharon actually, because that blew my mind. That interview you did with Sharon where you showed off all your stuff. I loved it so much.
You're too kind.
All right. And also, just because there's more people in the chat now, again, if you guys haven't subbed to these guys, please do it, because I think Gary, we got him to 700, but you know what YouTube's like. Tomorrow he'll be back at 699.
Right.
Let's get Gary B a few more subs. If you guys aren't subbed to him, check out the links in the description below. We are up to the last round. We've already reached an hour. You guys having too much fun, mate. It goes too quick.
Us old guys talk a lot.
All right. So my last one is, again, it's a bunch of figurines from the same series that I recently found. So again, I was obviously going through my spare room and trying to throw junk out and stuff, and I came across these figurines, and I couldn't believe I still had some, which is great, because most of my toys that I had as a kid, my brother, who again he's like your age, Gary, or maybe even older, and he stole all my toys as a kid. And he has a big toy collection at his house, and I've got a video on his collection. But so any toys I still have from back then, I'm really grateful for. Anyway, so I found a bunch of Ninja Turtles figurines from the Ninja Turtles range. So I'll show you what I got. I don't remember, so I'm going to go from characters that I don't know. I can't remember this guy, but he was. Anyone in the chat know who that is? Let me know, because I don't remember that character. These guys I remember. Nice little foot soldier there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is showing up good on the camera too.
They are.
I found that. I got Shredder looking shredded. When I found this one, I was like, "What?" I remember he had a cape, but I was like, "Why isn't he wearing a top?" And then I found out this is how the figurine's supposed to be. But why is he just rocking it topless?
Yeah, didn't he have like an armor kind of?
Yeah, like the silver armor.
Yeah, silver armor.
And look at these side abs he's got on him. Like, what the hell is that?
Shredder's shredded.
Yeah,
he's shredded.
1% body fat.
I don't know. He's looking a bit skinny. Like, you can see his spine there. I don't know if that's healthy. Is that healthy?
Yeah, a little scoliosis there.
I got Bebop.
Musculature.
That's a good one. I didn't have Rocksteady. I couldn't find Rocksteady, unfortunately. So Rocksteady didn't survive, but Bebop's cool. I like him.
Yeah. Nose ring and all.
I got some April O'Neil. Yep. Everyone liked some April back then. These figurines.
That's a weird pose. She's like half sitting.
It's a bit of a weird pose. It's a bit of a weird...
ready to drop a deuce there.
I didn't want to say it, but okay. Hey, Southern's in the house. Is that what's going on, mate? Carol
hey, Jason,
and the last one, so I was really hoping. So I started finding some of these, and I was really hoping that I still had one, because my favorite turtle when I was a kid, because I obviously yes, yeah, definitely working pose. That's right. That is correct. My favorite turtle was Michelangelo. So I'm so stoked that this is the one. I couldn't care if I didn't find those other ones, but the fact that I found the Michelangelo, and I'll tell you this was my second Michelangelo from when I was a kid, because my first one, I broke one of these straps, the nunchuck straps, and I was really upset. So my dad glued it back together, but he eventually bought me another one, a brand new one. So this is the one that's not broken. I'm really stoked that I still have that little bad boy. Ninja Turtles. All right, Gary B, what are you gonna end with a bang? What do we?
Well, I'm ending with slabs, so I've been saving them.
Thank you, Werewolf. Oh, thank you, Miss Werewolf. Sorry.
So the first one I already showed Simon, but this is one of Simon's favorites, so I had to bring it out again. And this is the Lucio Perillo Red Sonja.
This deserves full screen.
Nice abs.
Yeah, and a bunch of heads around her that she took the liberty of decapitating from a few amorous fellas there.
What a way to go!
You when you showed that in your video, because I did that giveaway video Roger, where I got people to show a comic book, and he showed that one. I was like, yeah, that one might win.
Yep.
Although it was funny because a lot of people were like, oh, Simon likes the ladies, so they're showing like, you know, lady covers, and I'm like, no one showed a Red Hood cover.
And I can feel Simon licking the screen, you know.
Yeah, I gotta do it up.
One of my girls I got this year, and that's my Marvel Spotlight 32. First appearance of Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew.
Yep.
Nice.
Bought that off the rack. I remember.
Is Spider-Woman one of your favorite characters? Is that
mine? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have all of her series. I have her original run. I have her team ups. I have her when she was in Marvel 2-in-1.
He even's got the mini comic.
I got the mini comic.
Come on.
All right, so we got a couple more to show. So I just got this back a couple weeks ago. My Savage Sword of Conan, my first magazine submission, number 1.
First Red Sonja cover. Nice. Very nice.
Oh, wait, no. You want the first Red Sonja cover? That's the next book.
Well, in
magazine form, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also have her first appearance, but I didn't grab that one out. And this is, of course, the first cover appearance of Red Sonja. And this is still my favorite armor of hers to this day.
Mine too. Yeah, agreed.
I don't think it was ever done any better than that. But
it's a lot more practical.
What's wrong with her armor today? Is there something wrong with her armor today?
What do you mean armor?
Practically speaking, it's not really feasible. But that one,
this is my favorite Red Sonja armor. And then the last one I'm not going to show. It's the fact it's the best thing I have in my collection, and that is the entire run of Conan the Barbarian, 1 through 275, plus the 12 annuals, plus the 5 giant size, plus I got a couple Marvel Treasury editions, and I have all the King Conans. Working on Savage Sword now, but just to have the complete Conan the Barbarian original run.
Nice. Was
always a life goal of mine, and I accomplished that this year.
Wow.
Awesome.
Nice. Congratulations. I love complete runs. You know, I'm a huge complete run guy.
Oh,
so congratulations.
Roger, it kills me. Like last week at the comic shop, I'm a sucker for I'm sure you are too. In the 80s, all those 4-issue miniseries from Marvel. I just bought the first 2 Hercules by Bob Layton. I bought the Iceman. I have the Firestar. I bought Fantastic Four versus X-Men.
Nice.
All near mint, like they never even got touched.
Wow, cool.
$8 a series.
Oh, like, great bargain. Great. Yeah. Like, here's the credit card here.
Is that something like with the Conans? Is that something you just decided you want to do one day, or did you already have Conans, like a lot of his books before you?
Well, I started collecting again in 2019, and I had 0 comics. Wow. I restarted again. So
hey, 2019.
2 years ago.
I restarted because I had moved a lot.
I'm pretty sure
I sold, like I had big Spider-Man runs, like the ASM 300. I had 5 or 6 copies of those, but I sold those long boxes like $200-$300 a piece when I was moving a lot because I didn't want to keep transporting stuff.
Yeah.
And now I could kick myself because I could buy, I could pay off the whole house we're in now with them if I had them still. But I got out, and the reason I got out is I went to a couple different comic shops, and I love LCSs, but integrity isn't always a big thing with them. And I would start a pull list, and then all of a sudden an issue would come out, and it's worth a little bit of money, and it's not waiting for you when you go there. And I don't let my stuff languish. I'd show up and buy my stuff weekly, but they sell it to a buddy so that buddy could flip it, and all of a sudden you're missing it. Well, the comic shop I'm with now does it. And I started going there just on a whim because they had opened up near me. And they've only been in business now 7 years, Rhinos. And I was taking my kid there, getting him into reading, getting him some books he liked. Grumpy Cat, stuff, Transformers, stuff like that.
Grumpy Cat.
And then a new Conan series was coming out in 2019. I'm like, well, I'm getting back in. There's new Conan coming out. And then that's when I set the goal. I was gonna. The first one I put together was the King Conan because it's only 55 issues. The first 19 issues are King Conan, and then on issue 19 they switched it to Conan the King because they wanted them to be able to list together when you look for Conan in a catalog. So from 19 to 55 it was Conan the King, but that was an easy run to put together. It's vastly undervalued. You can pick most of those books up for $1 or less in mint shape, except for the issue 1, which for a near mint copy you can get for like $8. It's a steal. Great John Buscema cover with Tafeman on it. It's amazing. But then over the last 2 years, working with Rhinos, who sold me a bunch of the Conan books I have in this collection, just criminally cheap because he was helping me to complete it. And I even got my number 1 through him. And the number 1's already gone up because I paid $300 for that number 1. And in that 6.0 now, it's selling for $500. So it just in the year I've had it, it's gone up a couple hundred. It's not going anywhere. That's with me because it's Conan and I love it. But yeah, I put this together since 2019, and now I have I have 14 long boxes and like 20 shorts.
Wow, nice collection.
And that's putting together all the Spider-Womans again from her first issue all the way all her different series. Rom Space Knight, which is another favorite of mine. I have all 75 issues, the 4 annuals. I have his Marvel 2-in-1 appearance with Ben Grimm. I got his appearance in a couple other books he showed up in, like The Incredible Hulk, which is probably one of the worst Bill Sienkiewicz covers you'll ever see.
Awful.
It's horrible.
It's like crouched like this, and
right. You got Rom Butt in your face, and
yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I've carried on too long, though, Simon. Yeah, but I did all that in the last couple of years. Just rebuilt a lot of stuff.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, I guess because you already knew about collecting, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I started, I think 2018 maybe, but I kind of went in there without knowing anything. Hadn't read comics in like 20 years or something like that, and yeah, I just had no idea. So it's really cool that I guess I eventually found the community, and I learned so much from watching, your videos and stuff like that. So, yeah. All right, Roger, have we saved the best till last? Are you good?
So I think Gary has gotten the best there, but I want to say hi to a couple people in the chat. Remy Q's in here now. We got Kachung in here. We got Chop and Drop. A lot of the great community members in here. Thank you so much for joining us.
And thank you for doing my job, Roger, because I don't think I shouted the chat out.
No, you didn't. But you know what? I see the people
Roger
here. And I can't help but love these guys. So I at least want to recognize that. And
normally I have like a worksheet, and I always have like in gaps shout out chat. But
right,
I'm
every once in a while it should flash on the screen.
Thank you.
Dark Sea TBD. Okay, so I just got one thing I want to show. Again, I love to see Gary and his stuff because he's got such a passion for things. So if you're not subscribed to Gary, I don't know what's wrong with you, honestly.
You guys are getting the links in the description.
Thank you, Roger. Very kind of you to say, sir.
I'm just gonna show something again. I love so much about different aspects of comics, and I love learning about comics and the history and the distribution and the marketing. So I've sort of taken it upon myself to sort of expand beyond just the comics and look at the different publications. And amongst them are fanzines, prozines, and things like that. So I just wanted to show this. And this is Charlton Bullseye. It's actually not so much informational. It is comics that had series that were interrupted because of sales or because of they didn't have
like Atlas Seaboard.
Atlas Seaboard is another one. Yeah, they didn't have enough to go, writers and artists to go around, so they put sometimes just remaindered stories in here. I'm a huge fan of Joe Staton and E-Man. So he actually and also from Doomsday +1, which is John Byrne. So when I found out that these stories continued in this publication, it's not a comic, it's actually a newsprint prozine. And this is number 4. There were actually, I think, 5 or 6 of them. Here we have somebody who's hot now, right? The Peacemaker.
Oh.
And here we have a black and white interior. They didn't color them because, again, that costs money. And this was $1 back then, which was a lot of money, but still for a color fanzine, a lot, right? And so you have the complete story, including, here you go, Novocaine. Right there. That's my lady there, Simon. Novocaine. Get it? Novocaine?
Nova. Yes, I do get it.
Anyway, she puts you to sleep because of beauty. No, I don't get that. But anyway, she numbs you, and it has a full spread here in the middle by Staten. Okay, and then you have the Doomsday +1 story, which again, their series was cut off with number 6, but John Byrne had already done this story. So this is actually the first part. The second part is in number 5, which I don't have yet. I'm still hunting that down. But look at that beautiful.
That's a cool full page spread there.
Huh? And look at that beast back there. Beauty, beast, allegorical, perhaps. Who knows?
Right.
So anyway, I just wanted to show, the little kind of obscure publications that if you're not paying attention and slip through the cracks, but have really continuation of these little known characters, but as a kid, I really loved. I mean, E-Man was an energy being who was naive. He didn't know anything. He had to learn, he slept in batteries. He traveled through power lines, all kinds of quirky, jerky, wacky stuff that as kids we loved. So fanzines, don't hate on them. If you see these anywhere, pick them up because these are much rarer than the comic. Much, much rarer.
And they're such fun reads.
So much fun. Exactly. Just takes you back. Nostalgia. Takes you back to when you were a kid, which at my age, I need to go back, not forward.
Now I got to watch some Ray Harryhausen movies.
Oh, there we go. That's it, my friend.
All right. Well, that was a banger episode. I enjoyed what you guys brought to the table. Gary B, though, I feel like you showed us everything you have. The idea is once I get you guys on, I would like you to come back eventually. Like I know Metarog's got heaps more stuff to show. I feel like you showed almost everything you had.
Mostly, I got a couple other things, but yeah. This is the. I mean, mostly I'm books, right? So I'm a big reader. I got bookcases of books, but books are boring to most people. I got Robert E. Howard pulp books and regular books just lining the shelves and Clive Barker horror, but mostly comics, a lot of Bronze Age stuff. But like as far as collectible things that you hang up or put on a shelf, most of my money goes to books, not to that.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to get.
I don't have a lot of that other stuff. I have some pops that Simon sent me, but other than that, I don't have a lot of.
I got a few pops. Ash versus the Evil Dead and Conan and Red Sonja.
There you go. Yeah. So you're both welcome back. And I do want to I've got a big list of people in the community I want to get on. And obviously as time goes on, I would like obviously people to come back and do a rotation and things like that. So Metarog, I know you got plenty of stuff to show, and Gary B will give you a good reason to spend more money so you can come back and show us what you spent your money on.
Right.
Again, everyone who's watching, if you're not subbed up to these guys, I'm sure you are, but Gary B, what are you on? I think you're on 701.
Let me see.
Even if YouTube takes one, you're still going to be on 700.
Yeah, I am at 701. So thank you.
Mrs. Werewolf, I think was just 701st.
Captain Star, I was already subbed to her channel. So I'll sub to and I sub if you sub me, I sub you back. So anyone that sub me,
that's the idea of Grow Together, right? I mean, anytime someone subs me, I always click on their channel, and if they are a content creator, I will sub them right back.
Now, if your settings are set to private, then you're gonna have to leave me a message in one of my comments so I can click on your name and sub you back, because it won't show me.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure mine's not. Pretty sure mine's not.
If somebody comments on one of my videos, I automatically sub them. But if they're private, if they just sub and watch, I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, what do you got going on your channels? Gary B, we'll start with you.
All right, so tomorrow I have my Savage Saturday comic review, and the two books I'm doing tomorrow are going to be Conan 228 and 229, because I showed this earlier in the week and asked if people wanted me to review the story. So that's coming up tomorrow. Sundays I try to do a shout out show. I'm not sure if that's going to be weekly or every other week, but I'll probably have a couple more to shout out this Sunday. And we always have In the Hot Seat with the Usual Suspects on Thursday nights. I always have a NCBD poll list that I show off, and we'll see some Bronze Age goodness. And every once in a while, I'll bust out a series called Bargain Reads, Bought Dirt Cheap, where I got the reads for cheap. I review it and let you know if you should go spend your couple bucks on it and read it as well.
Excellent. Mr. Metarog.
Yeah. Let's see. Tomorrow I'm on Cover Slingers on Greyman's channel. I think at 2 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Eastern, like that. Simon, you've been on that before, so I know. You know.
Yeah, I told him that I'm free in a couple of weeks and I would like to be on, but I have to wake up at like 4. It's 4 in the morning here for me. But I said because I got time off work, I'd be happy to wake up to hang out with you guys.
And then on Monday, I'm on No Faces Chat on Bub's Comics channel. And every Thursday, I put out a video. I just did a contest roundup. So this Thursday, I'll show you some of my collection. And I either just a run or I will show you a certain aspect of it. Kind of like Gary does a little bit here and there. But I'll have to think about, I'm not sure what I'm going to show. I don't plan it. It just sort of dawns on me in the morning. I tape it and up it goes.
Well, should be done, mate. Excellent. So yeah, if you guys are into giveaways and stuff, make sure you check out Metarog's weekly roundup. Wait, it's bi-weekly now, isn't it?
Right.
Bi-weekly roundup. And he stays up to date on all the giveaways. I don't know what I got coming out. I've obviously got to move in the next week in a bit, 2 weeks. So yeah, I don't know how many videos I'm going to be making. So I might just start rehashing old videos like I did with the Vegemite one.
Yeah. That was a good watch anytime.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and anyone catching the replay. Do you want to give us your sign out, boys? Roger?
Everybody knows what I'm going to say. Be B&B. Be kind to each other. Be blessed. And be back.
Gary?
As always, #grow together and keep it casual.
And also, keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
See you guys.
Oh, he took himself right out, huh?
Yep. All right, Gary, send me your address because Jackson Roykirk wants to send you something. Metarog@yahoo.com, okay?
Whoops, that was a mistake. I pressed leave.
We're still live. We're still live.